New at 5, efforts are underway at the state capitol to change how undocumented immigrants are charged in Oklahoma.
A bill passed through the House and moved now to the Senate that would charge undocumented migrants with a criminal felony instead of a misdemeanor.
The bill prompted a debate that lasted more than an hour this afternoon. Fox 23's Devin Lyon joins us live in the studio with how this bill would impact people in Oklahoma if it passes.
Not only does it change the charge against undocumented immigrants from a misdemeanor to a felony, but it also creates a method towards deportation within 1 week of arrest. Those against the bill argue there's too many gray areas, leaving room for racial profiling and maybe a lack of due process.
This will change that from a misdemeanor to a felony, putting us in line with the Trump administration and the agreements that the state of Oklahoma has signed on immigration.
Whenever we're talking about federal versus state sovereignty, we've got to be consistent. And in this case, we're effectively letting someone go only to allow them back into the world where they may eventually get back here.
House Bill 1362 passed the full House with 73 yes votes and 16 no votes. Written by David Hardin of Stillwell, it gives officers discretion to investigate a person's citizenship status after they have violated another criminal law. If the accused is found to be an undocumented immigrant, they would be charged with a criminal felony instead of a misdemeanor, which means 5 years of jail instead of 1 year.
It does state that someone that is either detained or apprehended for being in violation of a criminal law, but not having been convicted guilty. So it does seem to have constitutional issues.
First of all, entering the state of Oklahoma illegally, that is illegal.
If I am pulled over for a broken taillight, is that a criminal offense?
Anytime that you're pulled over, it's a violation in Title 47, yes.
Hardin's bill also enables the undocumented immigrant to be allowed early release if they agree to deportation to their native country, so long as they have not been convicted of another felony like murder. If they don't agree to deportation, it would happen after their time in jail ends.
Are we effectively giving these folks clemency in order to turn them over to another federal jurisdiction?
If it's not a felony, I would have to agree that we probably are. If it's a minor misdemeanor, then yes. If it's a felony, we're going to keep them here until they go to trial and a judgment's made.
Over a dozen legislators, including some from Tulsa, questioned the bill. They shared concerns about overstepping into federal territory, a slippery slope towards racial profiling, a lack of due process for immigrants, or simply inciting more fear into the public.
Federal courts have said in Gonzalez v. Peoria, inability to produce documentation does not in itself provide probable cause for arrest.
You all aren't going to stop on bills like this, and so I want to know what efforts are being made to provide more resources to law enforcement agencies if we're going to continue to put this type of pressure or mandate on them.
As far as this bill doesn't put any pressure on any law enforcement agency. It strictly brings in line the statute, making this from a misdemeanor to a felony. America was built by immigrants coming in, but legally. And everybody is welcome into this country as long as they're legal. That's the end of the story.
Representative Hardin argued this bill already falls in line with the agreement reached between the State Department of Public Safety and Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Some argued if it's even necessary because of that same agreement. It still needs approval from the state Senate and the signature of the governor. Live in studio covering news that matters, Devin Lyon, Fox 23 News.
We have the bill posted on this story on fox23.com so you can read the full document for yourself.